cold as hell.
You're too hot, man.
Postecoglou's about to talk.
Oh, shit.
About to say some shit.
Go on, hit me with some shit.
What is he talking?
Did he say control?
Yeah.
They control shit, bruv. They couldn't even control their own emotions. Is he taking a piss?
Fucking absolutely shite, weren't they?
I don't like him. I honestly do not like him. I don't know what it is about Postecoglou. I just do not like him. I don't see him as a good coach.
I'm not listening to the interview.
Nah, bollocks to that guy.
To be fair, it looks like we're jumping straight into, since I mentioned Postecoglou, so we diving straight in, or
I think, do you know what? I think we should, right? Because again, we're going to try to make this a bit of a shorter pod because as we record this, it's 11 o'clock and we do have jobs and shit. So let's jump straight in, bro. Obviously, straight off the back of the Chelsea match.
Yeah, decent win, wasn't it? Decent win in terms of when you look at it, decent. But if you look as a result, you think, oh, Felipe, now what did Chelsea do to Tottenham 4-1?
When you say decent win, do you mean that in terms of because Tottenham have been top of the league for the past 9 weeks?
Yeah. Of course. And obviously,
I'll take that.
Anything for Chelsea right now is a decent win. Any 3 points is a decent win. We're bottom half of the table, bro. Like we're 11th or 12th, or we were 12th. Now we're 10th.
12th. I think you're 10th now. Yeah.
We were 12th, so now I think we just jumped top half of the table. But it's just not good enough. Not good enough in terms of the performance. Because you watched the match. Did you? You watched the match, right?
The full match, mate. Yeah.
It was just shite. Just absolute fucking shite. Like, anybody looking at the result, they're going to be like, what is Ricky chatting about? His team won 4-1. Listen, my team won 4-1, right? But if you watched what I watched, it should have been fucking 15-1. It should have been 13-1. It should have been double digits, or like at least a more convincing
6 goals
result
from Nick Jackson at least.
Like, it was just fucking bullshit. You saw the header that he did as well. Like, he just glanced. Like, how does a striker not put his head through that? We talk about like power and precision and accuracy, and this guy just fucking let it. I don't even know how to describe. I don't even have the words to describe what he did. So anyone listening, go out there and watch it. He kind of puts a gentle header towards the ball, and it just doesn't. And then, what's his name? Højbjerg somehow clears it off the line.
Højbjerg, yeah.
And then acts like as if he's just saved
Did you see that
World War III or something. Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, fucking, if that gone past you, I would have been disappointed because literally no power in it.
No, I think, obviously, like I said, I watched the full match. I think, do you know what we should do? We should put out the whole group chat messages, like just on Twitter, and just let people decide.
Let them go crazy.
But you know, I watched it, and look, hit me with what do you think of the lineup? First of all, is this something that I was
a bit like, I was expecting it. I like the idea that Colwill played left back again. Okay, let's go with that, because sometimes if Reece James is attacking, we like to have 3 at the back, so it's not too bad. And he was at fault for the first goal, but let's focus on the lineup alone. I was like, this is probably our strongest 11.
I agree.
Going forward, you know what I mean? I know.
Apart from Disasi, though, like there's something about that defender that
he's just played the majority because the rest were injured. Because I think if Wesley Fofana was,
where's Buddy Sheila, by the way?
Buddy Sheila come back from an injury, so he played in midweek against Blackburn,
and you won.
Yeah, we won. Yeah,
he scored, right?
And he scored.
Oh, there you go.
Buddy Shield scored as well. But it's just like, I think players are slowly coming from injury. But one thing that disappointed me with this is the lineup. I was like, hold up, what are we playing? Are we going 4-2-3-1? When have we played 4-2-3-1 before?
It was a 4-3-3 more than anything, to be honest with
you. But Conor Gallagher was quite high up. I felt like Gallagher was a 10. And I was like, what are we actually doing here? Like, what is going on? And to be fair,
was all over the place.
Like that, because when Enzo's a 10, can't do it. He just can't hack it. And today he didn't hack it neither. Today I was expecting a lot more for him. I was expecting that. Like I said on the chat, that QB role for Enzo, but he just nothing. No.
I think you should go through the lineup, and I'll tell you what I felt about each player. By the way, Sanchez, he's the only goalkeeper, so like let's just move straight. Yeah, move straight past that.
He kind of picks himself.
Reece James, I know you said in the group chat that
proper
Chelsea and leader. And look, it may be proper Chelsea. I just don't see him as a leader. I don't think he's not
been consistent enough for that.
No, it's not even the consistency. I just don't think he's got the capability of being a leader. He doesn't have the sort of the calm nerves to be a leader. He's too Chelsea, you know what I mean? He's too much of a Chelsea guy, as in like he will put his body on the line, but not in the good sense of the word.
No,
you know what I mean?
For me, I hear what you're saying. For me, it's more like I like to see a John Terry, a Roy Keane, a Patrick Vieira, a Steven Gerrard, the ones who kind of like flirt with that fine line of over-aggression and the right amount of aggression, like optimum level of aggression and slightly spilling over. And to be fair with him, he does all right. He goes there, he gets stuck in, he motivates the team. He was discussing, he spoke to the manager to be like, right, what's going on here? Because we need to do something.
Yeah.
And this was when we were down to 1-0. And I'm not saying this was just him, but then we seemed to get hold of the game a little bit, start passing a bit better, and we were pressing a little bit better. Because before, for those first 10 minutes, Jackson would press, nobody would follow.
No.
Madison found space at left back and then passed the ball in the middle. No one was in the middle.
I felt bad for
and
Palmer,
then they scored the goal.
I felt bad for Palmer in that first 10 minutes because he was making them runs. He was pointing where he wanted the players to be. And again, look, he comes from a different
guy,
school.
I was going to say, different. That's what I was going to say. My guy comes from a different education.
He comes from a preppy school, you know what I mean? From like Yam or some shit. And, we scum. Like
my guy's come all the way from Harvard over here. You know
exactly,
what I mean? Like,
exactly.
He's got that Princeton education.
Yeah, we're still talking about Teesside
Oxbridge.
Oxbridge has got them both. But look, the lineup itself. When you see Colwill, I was like you. I thought, all right, this is going to be a good lineup because he's a good player. But unfortunately, in tonight's match, he was not good. I fought for the first goal, even when Chelsea sort of got their shit together, he still wasn't up to scratch. And I posted this on the group chat, and I should have made it more official. Where I should have said, I told my dad, I was like, right, he needs to go. Colwill is going, and Cucurella's coming on.
To get that yellow card.
That yellow card as well. I mean, the fact that he kind of spat his dummy out a little bit. But then again, we didn't see much, did we? Because the camera, if you remember, the camera didn't actually show what happened behind with Basuma.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he was pointing at his throat, Colwill, wasn't he? He was like, "Oh, don't push me."
Yeah, I think he got pushed in his throat. Yeah, because that's what he was trying to push at. And he even said to the referee, "How am I getting a yellow card? I got pushed in the throat."
He got a yellow card because he spat his dummy out. Even if Basuma got a red card, Colwill still deserved a yellow card.
100%. You just don't do that. And this is in today's day and age. You can't react.
You can't react.
If somebody does something to you, you can't get up and react and punch them, no matter how much they deserve it to push or something. It's a shit. I was literally just saying that, like, as I'm thinking it now, I'll be like, is there no self-defense in this? Like, is there nothing to be like, but ref, he came at me? But there isn't, and you can't do that, and he got a yellow card, and very much could have cost us.
Well, nowadays it's too soft, I think.
It is. You saw the challenges. I thought, by the way, you mentioned on the chat as well, but just to throw it out there for the listeners, the referee had a very good game, I felt. And I'm not saying that because he sent 2 players off, but the 2 players that got sent off, they were deserving red cards, a second yellow and a straight red for Romero. But going on the lineup itself, I was like, the strongest one. There was nothing else we could have done. Mudryk came back from injury, so maybe you'd be like, let's put Mudryk for pace. But Sterling's been playing well on the left back. No, same. Pereiro pretty much had him kind of on lockdown.
Porro,
he didn't really do Porro. That's his name, but not Pereiro. Mr. Pedro Porro had him on lockdown. He didn't really do much coming out. But I think even the whole team were just struggling to. This is going to sound daft, but like struggling to find the right space when they were down to 9 men.
There was no space.
The space was behind, and we're always overhit the ball.
They were like the Chelsea players were clustered around each other, and I'm thinking, how are you not spreading this game?
Exactly, I didn't understand. And also, it was only 1 point, by the way. Did you see when Cucurella ran from the back, from deep?
Yes.
And he got 1-on-1. That's what we needed more of. Like, I didn't understand why.
Maybe
Enzo's not running, why Caicedo's not running from deep. You know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Jackson and Sterling. So when we're looking at the line, ready to make the run, the ball would never come. You even mentioned on the chat, like, Cole Palmer's attempted to make great runs here and the ball wouldn't come. And that's what I was disappointed at Enzo for, because the space was there for him to kind of capitalize on it. And he's a great passer of the ball. Bro, just put a ball on the play for him and just get done. And then it was Cole Palmer who put the pass on for Cucurella. He kind of did what he wanted others to do for him. But like we said, he comes from that different education, doesn't he? So
he is very, very impressive as a player, even though he was like a little bit quieter than the previous games, but he was loud enough to make a difference. And he did. I mean, that pass that he made for Nick Jackson, I think, what was it, the 3rd goal or something like that?
Yeah,
where he passed from deep? Unbelievable. Where was he? He looked like he was right back or something.
No, it was just a terrific ball. Terrific ball.
Absolutely.
The only one thing for him to take his game further, I think he needs a bit more strength on him, like a slight bit more meat, a couple of pounds he needs to put on, maybe like a kilo or less than a kilo. Yeah, something like that, a bit more so he doesn't get out-muscled from the ball. He didn't today. There was a physical game. It was entertaining in terms of physicality. But moving forward against the proper big boys. proper big boys. No disrespect to Spurs.
You're coming up against City next.
Do you know what I mean? City and Newcastle, and going away to some teams that are going to absolutely clatter into you. Just to let you know,
did against Arsenal, which we will get to, by the way.
We will most certainly.
But sorry, on Chelsea, real quick, I wanted to say though, the players that didn't do it for me for Chelsea were definitely, obviously, we mentioned Colwill. Caicedo was just. No, please don't ever.
Apart from that strike, he did nothing else, did he?
120 million has gone to absolute fucking waste. And
pants
again,
down.
the fact that we're talking about his price tag, that only means one thing, that he hasn't been good enough.
He hasn't been good enough. No, exactly.
We've had 9 episodes, 9 weeks of Premier League football, and not once have we ever mentioned Declan Rice's price tag.
No, we haven't. We haven't mentioned his price
tag. And rightfully so, right? So
no, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, Caicedo was poor. For me, the best player on the pitch, or 2 best players on the pitch from both teams, by the way, I want to say, is Sterling and Vicario. They were just incredible. Vicario, he was like Neuer back in the peak
prime Neuer, right? That's a great compliment to give him as well.
Wow, it really is, and he did fantastically well. Like, you know, he didn't put a foot wrong at the end. Shit, the guy nearly got injured from clattering with Mudryk, which again was his fault. Really, wasn't Mudryk's fault. But yeah, he kept Spurs in it till the very end. Obviously, until the last few minutes.
But even those goals that he scored, they were like what you would describe on FIFA as sweaty goals.
Sweaty goals.
If they had a chance to shoot, I think he would have saved it.
Nick Jackson wasn't good either, by the way. Yeah, he wasn't good.
Jackson was awful. If anybody looks at it and goes like, "Oh, he got a hat trick," and I can see on social media,
you don't know football,
the TNTs and all them saying Nick Jackson has done this. Like, he was awful. He was literally awful. And even our friend said, normal service resumed when he missed an absolute sitter. And I've sent a voice note on the chat, one of many, but I sent it on the chat when I was like, even you look at Pochettino and he's about to lose his shit. Then he realizes he's on the big screen and he's like, no, don't say anything. And he kind of touches his assistant or who's to the right of him. He's like, don't say shit because you're on the screen. Like, sit down. Because how have you fucking not even hit the target, bro? Like, this guy needs to go back to the training pitch and he needs to work on clinical finishing.
I mean, you can't get goals like tonight every single match. You need to fight.
This won't happen again in the next 4 years. Next 4 years that Chelsea play against a team, they're not going down to 10 men because nobody's nobody's that ill-disciplined as Romero and Udoju or whatever his name is. Udogi, because Udogi, that first challenge, a 2-footed one. If Raheem Sterling left a toe in there and then made a big deal out of it, he would have gone off. Because Raheem jumped out of the way, and he went on the floor, but nobody from Chelsea made a huge deal because he got the ball. But regardless, that was very, very reckless.
Two-footed, reckless. He went in there to do damage, and I know our friend obviously compared it to Havertz, but that was
I think that was more to pull your leg. I think that was more pulling your leg. Not even close.
Havertz,
Havertz went with one leg. With one leg. The only thing that clattered the defender was the trailing leg, the rear leg.
That's right.
The leg that kind of caught Havertz.
Yeah, it wasn't the full stretch leg. No, but again, just the lack of discipline from Spurs tonight was shocking, by the way. Even after they went down to 10 men, they were still overly aggressive to the point where it's like, are you kidding? Are you watching this match? You need to tell literally.
That was quite naive, wasn't it?
Yeah, halftime finished, and literally I said it downstairs, not on the group chat. Again, that's where it's official, by the way. So people don't believe me. This original thinking right now. But I literally, halftime came, and I said to Dad, I was like, the first thing that Postecoglou needs to do right now is he needs to take his players in and be like, look, guys, we're down to, 10 men, 9 men at that point?
10 men at that point, yeah.
We're down to 10 men. You cannot go in the way that you've been going in because, you will get another guy sent off. And there you go. Another guy got sent off. And it was 2 guys where Udogi got a yellow card early on, and it was probably one of the worst things that he could do because he was up against a Palmer. Do you know what I mean? Running towards him. And that's what Palmer did. He ran towards him and James ran towards him to the point where Udogi was like, do you know what? I can't handle this. And again, having one yellow card, what are you going to expect him to do? That's what's going to happen.
No, that's it.
It was
when you saw the other side, he kind of got rid of him straight away. He saw Colwill get a yellow card and then got rid of Colwill right away. You're right. It is, to be fair, bad management.
It was. Again, who was he going to put on? Eric came on, which is crazy because Eric, no one named Eric is going to win anything, as I've already said. Ollie Skip came on, Bentancur came on. He had a decent like whatever it was, 30 minutes or whatever the hell it was. But
it was poor, mate. It was really poor. Like, it was entertaining to watch in terms of like as a neutral and probably like a bit of not even, I don't even want to say end to end. It was just because Chelsea. This is another thing as well. While I was going to mention it, we were playing counter-attacking football against the 9 men.
Yeah.
Literally 9 men would try to play counter-attacking football rather than pressing them. And the thing is, we continued to keep 4 at the back. And I was like, how are 4 people defending Son here?
Cucurella came on, by the way, then that changed.
I know we respect Sonny, but like, what is going on here? Like, why are we doing this? And in a way there, I blame the manager a little bit tactically. Look at it and
it was a bit scared.
Prepare these scenarios, though. I know they might come once every 4 years, but prepare for the scenarios.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Pochettino was a little bit scared because obviously he's had Son as his player, so I thought he was a bit scared, to be honest, to make the changes quick enough. And like you said, Colwill, yes, he took him off, but I feel like he should have took Colwill off a lot sooner. Cucurella came on, game changed. Obviously, Cucurella was. He moved into that sort of like, that little Zinchenko role into that midfield to make that run. Disasi stayed back with Thiago Silva, which, by the way, it doesn't matter how old that guy is. He is incredible.
He reads the game. This is when experience of knowing what to do. No, he was fantastic. He was a rock. And I think this whole thing started when Romero chased his own ball.
Yeah.
Do you remember at the very beginning? Then Thiago Silva gave him a little shoulder to shoulder, but Thiago came on top. And then that's when he kicked out at Colwill. Yeah. And we were like, red card. Why did he do that? And again, the referee let it go. The referee let it go. We're like, fine, okay, yellow, amber, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And in a way, I'm glad he let it go because it didn't spoil the game. And I know I'm a Chelsea fan and watching the game, but at the end of the day, I want to win, and I want to be entertained at the same time. Yeah. And that's something that hasn't happened for Chelsea since the takeover.
And the entertainment wasn't because it was good football from either team.
No, it wasn't. It was just it was like that violence, that drama, that sort of physicality.
Did you see the meme that I sent on the group chat with the Royal Rumble? That's literally what it was. And, no, I think look, the Chelsea, again, like you said, for the neutral, it was very exciting. And I'm not a Chelsea fan, as you know.
You are a Spurs hater.
I am a Spurs hater, so there's a big difference.
There's a lot of people that couldn't have happened to a better team and a better player. The red card that he got straight away and the penalty, and his team losing 4-1 because of him.
I feel responsible.
By the way, do you know that? And they've ended Ange's home record that he's never been beaten at home anywhere he's managed. That has gone out, and he can thank Romero for that as well.
I don't know.
And the fact that Spurs are unbeaten, he can thank Romero for that as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, I feel responsible for Romero being sent off because every time I watch Spurs, I know that this guy's going to get sent off, and maybe it's just me and my eyes, and he knows that I'm watching. He's like, he's under pressure or something. He's listening to the podcast and he's like, oh shit, Larry's talking shit about me.
Maybe don't watch the next 3 games. Next 3 games, don't watch Spurs, and he might not get sent off.
No, but I need to watch Spurs so you can get sent off so they can lose.
No, he's not going to play the next 3 games. He won't be there because
Good point.
Straight red.
I think he should for that challenge. By the way, I genuinely think he should get a 5-match ban.
Of course he should, against his fucking countrymen as well. He won the World Cup with fucking Enzo, a 21-year-old. Did you see what he did to him at a 21-year-old? Like, I think what he tried to do is like, I'm going to try and like rattle you. I'm going to go hard on you. So when you come hard on me, then I'm going to get you sent off, and it just backfired. And I'm so glad it backfired because he couldn't play again.
He's an awful leg. Yeah, no, he's awful. Absolutely awful. The thing is, if you watch that replay, right, you can see him sort of cock his leg to the point where he's ready to launch it on him. And I think Michael Oliver, obviously, I think he just saw that scene of Romero's face and he was like, right, he's going, because that was just shambolic.
Well, even
not only to another professional, by the way, but like you said, to his fellow countryman that he did that to. Shocking.
Disgusting, bro.
He's one of the worst defenders in the league in terms of discipline because he's hot-headed. He's very hot-headed.
So hot-headed, yeah.
It's not good. That is not good because I think Reece James is a bit hot-headed, but not to the point of where he'll do shit like that against his own countrymen.
I think with James, he used to do that very quickly. Recently now, I think maybe injury and being made captain and so on, he realizes I can't let the team down the way that some players do. And that's something with Romero. He just, like you say, he's so hot-headed. He plays on that edge. If not even on the edge, he's so far past the edge. He just goes and does their challenges. And when the fans were booing, when they saw it on the big screen, they're like, oh, he got the ball first. But then what did he do after? He was knee-high challenge. He could have ruined his career. If there was any high, I caught him on the patella, caught him on the knee joint itself, it could have really, really ruined his... could have injured him. As simple as that. As the force that he came through and it caught him on the knee. Yeah,
it's for me, it's a straight red just from the fact that he cocked his leg back the way that he did. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a winding up and ready to go for it.
Exactly. It
was winding his leg ready to go in.
If you watch it back, or if you watch Son going up to the ref, you can see Michael Oliver explaining. Like, Son, it looks like
it's up here.
Yeah, it's up here, mate. You can't come on. Son was like, I'm guessing he was saying no, that he got the ball first and blah blah blah. Going through someone's knee, mate. You know what I mean?
You can't have that.
It doesn't work like that. So yeah, I think it was, and I've said it in many podcasts this season. I just don't think Spurs are a good team. I really don't. And today proved it. 9 men, 11 men, they were shit. They were absolutely garbage. But again, they were made to look good because Chelsea were even worse.
Chelsea have been awful.
You wouldn't finish your chances. Nick Jackson, what is he doing? Look, I know we touched on this, so we don't go any further onto it. But like, you know, you're a striker. I understand rawness and young and this and that. Bro, you are in the Premier League. You're playing for Chelsea Football Club and you are the main striker. What are you talking about? I do not want to hear any more excuses. If that's an excuse that he lives by, where it's like, I'm still young and I'm raw and all this shit, sit down. Sit on the bench.
Exactly. Sit down. Bring Armando back. I think Armando's injured, but I would have preferred to have seen Breuer on instead of him.
At least after the first 2 misses from Nick Jackson, I think Breuer should have came on.
Bro, you even saw how Walker even injured. Love that. Even with one leg cast on and running around. Now, do you see how awkward he was when he scored his third goal? I genuinely thought he was going to lose it. I genuinely thought he's lost the ball there. Like, you know, that feeling for a split second. Of course he scored and I can see him then take it past the keeper. But when he seems to stop and jerk and I'm thinking like, what is this guy doing? And then he scores, I'm thinking like, oh, thank fuck for that. It's more a sigh of relief rather than a celebration. It's more like thank fuck for that.
That's rather than celebrated that hard. Come on. That's why he celebrated that hard because honestly he knew. But he thought it was Michael Jackson with his leg twitching. Do you know what I mean?
John was fucking weirdo. Like he just literally, it's just fucking weird as well because Raheem Sterling put the ball on the play for him. He just tapped it and he celebrated as if he was the creator. He was like, he celebrated as if he did the Thierry Henry goal where he ran from halfway line. I'm like, and then he tried to do the Superman opening the chest and the Ronaldo suey, and I was thinking like, bro, sit down.
All of them.
Fuck all. You've literally
Rashford celebration. He did Bellingham celebration.
You know what it is as well? It's the little hype man that Chelsea have at the minute. All the boys who have come this summer. So the Sassy, Jackson, Chukwuemeka came last year. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's these players there like who seem to have want to hype each other. Obviously, we've got Lavia as well, who's been injured for so long, and he's not there. Onguku.
Wait, sorry, you have Lavia?
Yeah, Lavia. Yeah, he's at Chelsea. We got injured him.
Has Onkuku like retired from football or some shit?
Onkuku's also injured. So every time I keep up on that, it says doing their individual rehabilitation program. Ben Chilwell's in America doing his rehabilitation program. He had to have surgery.
Miami.
So there's injuries. There's some players coming back, but this performance to me, nowhere does it mean Chelsea are back, Chelsea are this, Chelsea are that. Because for me, it wasn't a performance that I'd be proud of, even against 10 or 9 or even 11 or 10
it's
or
even
9.
Worse, the fact that you were against 9 players
against 9 and we just
like that.
I wasn't very impressed. In a way, you can only beat what's in front of you, but at the same time, I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting a lot more creativity. We had so much pace that we did not use.
Just explain to me why your team was sat that far back against 9 men. I just need to know. I just want to know like an excuse.
Raw, young. I'm taking the
bench the fucking lot of them. Bench the fucking lot of them. No, I think honestly,
maybe 1 or 2, but the rest of them. Honestly, I just did not understand why. Against, especially 9. Let's say 10, okay, because 10 is only one man down, and they still look dangerous with 10. Don't get me wrong, they still look very dangerous. Yeah. When he got to 9, Spurs were very naive to play that such a high line while it was 1-1, and. Ange really should have said, actually, do you know what, lads? Let's sit this one tight. Let's take this. Let's take the 1-1. It's going to be a shit game, but we can't do nothing else because of the situation we're being put in.
See, this is where I mean, Rick. Sorry to interrupt, by the way. See, this is what I mean about Ange and the Spurs team. I think he probably has run out of ideas. He doesn't have any variations to what he does. From what I've seen, by the way, again, I could be wrong. Shit, I haven't watched all the Spurs matches.
It's not like you've been watching Spurs,
No, again, you guys. But I'm just saying, from what I've seen, even in highlights or even parts of games, and tonight's game just proved it. Like, proved my point. They are not a good team.
No tactics there.
No, there isn't. And again, you can't just rely on, all right, everyone go forward, follow Son. Like, if Son gets squashed down or he sort of gets defended, that's it. Who else you got?
Yeah.
Kulusevski can't do shit.
Even Son can't hasn't done anything without the creativity of Madison. And it looks like he's injured.
There you go.
He's injured. The two centre backs are out. So the main thing for Spurs now, we'll see what they're going to do next weekend.
I think they're dropping. I think they're going to drop some points in the upcoming weeks. I'll be honest with you. I think they're playing Watford next. Oh, Wolves. Sorry, Wolves next. Yeah. Honestly, I think they'll lose points. Whether it's the full 3 points,
probably will. Well, if anything, whoever watches the game needs to know this is how Chelsea play. So let's go play the same way. Let's sit tight for 15 minutes. No, but in the sense of let's sit tight for the first 15 minutes and don't concede like Chelsea did.
Yeah.
But then after that, if you're gonna press with numbers. Don't press with 1 or 2 players. Press with a 4-5. Actually press, not just be like, I'm chasing the ball down. This is lovely. No, bro, like fucking run at it and close the players down.
There was no urgency in that first 10 minutes.
Gary will see that and he'll do something. It'll be an interesting game.
He's a good manager. I like
it's
him.
It's going to be interesting to see what Spurs does, knowing the shit we've chatted about them. How are they going to bounce back from this? Because there's a lot of things going on in that changing room tonight.
Yeah.
And a lot of players are going to be pointing fingers. They might not do it physically, but internally they'll be thinking, we lost that because of you. Or if there's anybody like close clips, like in any work of life, like or in any job, you've got group chats within your really good mates and you're like, oh, it's fucking Sandra's fault. Oh, we did this. And it'll be the same thing. It'll be Romero's fault. It'll be so-and-so's fault.
You'll get a message from his teammates like on his way home or something like that. You know what I mean? Drop him a message, but mate, you're a cunt, mate. What are you talking about? But no, you're right, because one player ruined the whole game, and
he did.
Well, 2 players in this case. But Udogie obviously got a second yellow. But Romero, my God, man! Every time I watch him, I just like, I feel like slapping him in the face just to be like, are you real? Are you a real person right now? And I don't think he is. I don't think he's a real person. That's the fucking problem. But yeah, I think good result in the end for you guys, and I'm glad obviously that you won. Obviously that can stop right now though, so Chelsea,
go back to normal service resumes.
Yeah, you did us a favor, so thank you very much. You and Luton, thank you. You've been great. But yeah, look, I just don't think how sustainable that Chelsea performance is, and I know it won't. I know it isn't. It isn't at all. But like you said, you can only do what you can do with the players that you have at your disposal, and unfortunately, some of those players or most of those players, like you've been chatting shit about Sterling, for all of last season, but again, Sterling's been your best player so far.
Yeah, but he's changed, hasn't he? Like, if you notice what I've been saying, like, Sterling today, once or twice, he was just taking his time and passing. Like you said, running at people. This is all I've been crying out for, is Raheem Sterling for City when he got the ball and run. I don't care if you lose it, bro. Just run. Like with Mudryk, I don't get angry when Mudryk loses it, because I'm like, just keep running. No, but you get angry. I don't get angry. I'm like, just keep going, bro, because I know he might come. He'll come. It only takes 5 runs and one of them to be pulled off, and all of a sudden it's an assist and we're winning 1-0.
I know, man. But like, again, you watch this player.
Focus on Sterling. Focus.
No, wait, 2 seconds.
No.
You brought him up. Listen, listeners, right? He brought him up, so I'm going to have to attack him a little bit. Look, the thing is with Mudryk, he's got the speed, and again, I was crying out for him, especially when they went down to 9 men. I was crying out for Mudryk because they needed that. Obviously, he switched, moved Sterling to the right, Mudryk came on the left. But right. I'm just going to repeat what I said to you on the group chat. If he's worth 100 million, I'm at least worth 7, right? I don't have the speed. Fair enough. I know I've got better vision than he does, and I know I've got a better pass than he does. That's it. I don't have anything else. But honestly, 7 million, put me in for Mudryk. I will spray balls to Palmer, to Sterling.
I hear what you're saying, but
shocking player.
He didn't have much help, to be fair, though. When Sterling was on that side, he had Conor Gallagher showing short.
That motherfucker is Jesus,
trying to go down the line. This guy every time he got the ball, he got double teamed by Bentancur and Porro, and I felt a bit sorry for him at times, because it kind of you're fast. They've got a high line. So you were able to kind of just break it down and keep going. And he didn't need to. They didn't need to put so much power on the ball. Because to be fair, he could have scored a goal today. If that ball where he fouled the keeper, because he had to go for that challenge as well. If that ball didn't have that much pace on it, because our crossing was awful, by the way. Anytime we tried to put the ball in the space, it was awful.
Apart from Palmer and James, by the way.
Palmer and James did 2 passes, which probably led to goals and assists, but other than that, nothing else.
I mean, they did their job, right?
Just shite. But yeah, exactly. So again, you say to yourself, keep trying. and then something will come through. I've just watched the highlights of the challenge again. I just think to myself, why would you do that in this middle of the box to cause your team such heartache? And he's literally caused them heartache because they'll be fuming, the Spurs fans.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on to the full Chelsea performance, it literally means fuck all. We weren't great. We'll play next weekend against City. We'll probably look a little bit more dangerous on the counter, but City have got fast wingers, so it might not even look that dangerous. He'll probably cancel everything that we have to offer. But then again, he does have a good record against Guardiola.
He does.
Good old Poch has a good record against Guardiola, so it'll be an interesting game next Sunday. But
knowing Guardiola, by the way, he's gonna overthink that match. If he overthinks because he'll be like, oh, okay, they were poor against Tottenham, so we don't have to play that well. But it's like, you know, all it takes is literally like one match to change the perspective of things. You know what I mean? And this, by the way, was not it for Chelsea. I'm just saying, if they obviously beat City, then yeah, that could be like, oh shit, confidence, everyone's buzzing, and then you lose against Luton the week after.
We won't be losing. It'll be fucking Newcastle the week after.
Whatever it is, my bad. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, you're definitely losing Newcastle, by the way. Your players are going to get squashed.
The Newcastle Chelsea game is at 3:00. It's not even going to be shown on telly. Why is that game not on?
Who's the later one?
I have no idea, but I'm just looking at the Chelsea tactics, and it said Newcastle Chelsea 3:00, Chelsea City 16:40. Sorry for Sunday kickoff. But now listen, overall for Chelsea, decent result in terms of like getting the 3 points. Oh, by the way, while I'm on the 3 points, this goes to show that Frank Lampard was right. White Hart Lane is called 3-point lane. Because every time Chelsea goes, like, they get 3 points. Okay, maybe not in the recent history, but it's all right. In the recent history, I mean, like in the 5 years or something, but like in a couple of decades, Chelsea have always gone to White Hart Lane and took some points.
Yeah, I mean, I think to the point where even Tottenham changed the name of their stadium, by the way, from White Hart Lane to Tottenham Stadium or whatever it is. Toilet bowl, crap, whatever the fuck. But obviously...
By the way, on striker very quickly, because I'm saying we need a striker, right? And I'm going to obviously transition this to something else, because I don't have anything else to talk about Chelsea.
I just wanted to say, real quick before you do that, I just wanted to say, right, I can't believe there was 4 goals disallowed.
Fucking hell, I know, right?
But every single one of those calls was perfect. Like, I can't be mad at any of those.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah, we'll say it again just before you carry on. By the way, Anthony Oliver? No, Michael Oliver had amazing
he was really, really good. I think he should be like the model of Premier League refereeing right now, because he let go a lot of challenges, a lot of 50-50s. Even if he was 60-40, he was like, nah, get up, you'll be all right. Just get up.
Because Anthony Taylor, by the way, he's been demoted. He's gone down to the championship. Bad games. Stuart Atwell should do the same.
In a way, that needs to happen in order for referees to maybe pull a finger out. Like if players are being punished for red cards and mistakes that they make, and it is a mistake, you making a red card, you're like, oh, sorry, ref, it's too late now.
What did I say? 4 episodes ago, we said this. You know, about the referees. If you're going to apologize, you need to get rid of the refs, mate.
Something needs to happen. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They did. So
and not only get rid of them when they're outside of the limelight or not refereeing. Make him referee at a lower league, i.e. the championship. It's a great league, but still it's an embarrassing being to like, do you know what, I've been demoted.
And we're talking about Anthony Taylor, by the way.
We had one of the best.
Wow, incredible.
But so what I was going to go into, so strikers, Chelsea needs strikers, and obviously, Arsenal need a striker again, because you know where I'm going with this, right?
Just do it.
What the hell's going on? Why on earth do they want 100 million for Ivan Toney, for a player who scores goals, but majority of them were penalties? If you take the penalties out, Brentford are like, oh yeah, we're not going to sell him for less than 80 to 100 million.
Wait, isn't this deja vu? Didn't I already comment on this? Like,
you commented on this, bro, but like, now at first it was a rumor. Now it's starting to get traction. Now this is cool. Runnings are going down.
I can't believe a player doesn't. Oh, sorry. Let me just rephrase that. A player gets banned from football for doing illicit footballing things, i.e., betting, right? Yeah. You get banned for 10 months. You don't play a fucking single second of football for that long. And now you're telling me that this guy is worth 100 million. You can see my arms up, right?
Like, I can see your arms up.
Yeah, this is calm, but like I've just noises.
No, he's for me, he's not worth 100 million. 35, 40 mil tops.
35, 40 tops. You're right.
Tops.
Absolutely right.
The reason for that I say that is, yes, the footballing, betting and stuff, but even as the goal scoring, like he's got aerial threat, but Majority of his goals were penalties. Take them away, his return is not that great.
No.
Now, okay, maybe it could be, but then again, if you're looking at maybe it could be, you can say like, well, maybe this could be, or maybe that. You know, if you go down the ifs and buts and maybes,
Chelsea have got a whole squad of ifs and buts and maybes. You know what I mean? Like,
took the words out of my mouth. That is literally my current team: ifs, buts, and maybes, young and raw.
By the way, new title for the episode tonight: If Buts and Maybes. Equals Chelsea team.
Fucking love it. But no, that's literally it, and I can't even deny it. When you're talking facts, you're talking facts. But for me, yeah, that's for Ivan Toney. Definitely not. I'd like to think go somewhere else and see if we can bring somebody else in.
I agree. How old is he, by the way? He's like 32 or something.
Yeah, he's old. He's old. I don't even think
100 million.
Mind you, I think he's about 26, and I don't think he's that old. But I think it's 26, 27.
You know what? I think you're right now that he said 26.
Prime.
It sounds right now that you said 26. By the way, I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Again, for me, it's not really. I was crying before, but for 40 million, yes. For 100 million, no. I know a couple of episodes I said he'd be ideal signing for Chelsea because he's got power, strength, decent scorer, clinical, etc. But you know, not 100 million clinical. No. Let's not get carried away for 100 million.
He is 27.
Probably pay it, but
he will pay. Yeah, he's 27-year-old, and here's a fun fact for you, right? He shares the same birth as my wife.
Does he?
Yeah. So people out there, if now you know my wife's birthday, please do send in presents.
Yes, do send them in.
27. Look, 27. Again, that doesn't mean that you can justify 100 million for him at all.
No chance. No.
But it's again when strikers are in that much demand as they are now, you kind of have to think like you kind of have to pay it. Do you know what I mean? It's
if you've got no other choice, yeah, but still, like just you know what?
Look elsewhere.
Like, do something else. Yeah, look somewhere else because Ivan Toney will be 100 million, but a Toninho will probably be 25. Like you know the whole Declan Rice meme that you send around when he was 115 and
Ivan Tonivov, yeah, of course, man,
yeah, all these other, you know what I mean? That it can happen. So we just need to find a striker. Chelsea are a striker away from being a top 4 side, I think. Because defensively we do not. It's just we're not being clinical enough in front of goal. You saw today, my guy had 3 chances and was still 1-0 down.
I totally agree with the striker situation, but I think you've got other issues as well. To be honest, I mean your left back. Not left back. Sorry, not my bad. Because Cole's been all right. Actually, Cole's done all right.
Chilwell will play there when he comes back.
Injury prone. Maybe you need to. Come on, don't. I
think the injury prone things will happen with him. He's always been rushed. He hasn't actually had the time to have surgery and get it correctly fixed, rather than just kind of a bit of rehab. Right, let's get you back because. I don't know, whatever's going on behind the scenes, these players should not be rushed back. Same with
how much time is
James?
How much time is Todd Bowley? I'm saying how much time is Todd Bowley willing to give him? Like injuries, no injuries. You know what I mean? How much time?
We don't know. But what's going to happen is ideally with Todd Bowley, again, very quickly on it, he needs to take a step back and be like, do you know what, Poch, I've employed you for that. You can crack on with that kind of stuff. I don't need to do
a guy who managed PSG. Yes, I think so. You're right. But no,
he needs to. If he's going to bring him, regardless who he's managed, if he's going to bring him in to do a managerial job, he needs to allow him to manage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Rather than be like, no, I need you to do this, or don't give him this contract. Listen, you deal with the finances. I want this player in. The player's going to be like, I want 500 million. It's not up to the Pochettino to go, no. I'm not giving you 500.
No.
Todd Bowley with the agent, somebody else can organise that. What's up to Pochettino is to be like, you play this week and you don't play. Go get your rehabilitation fixed because I need you back in 6 months' time, fully fit.
Managing players.
Exactly. And managing players, managing the situation, the training, the tactics, who comes in and out of the changing rooms, rather than Todd trying to do his own thing. But no, I'm cautious for time as well because we've been chatting a lot about Chelsea.
I was going to say last thing on Chelsea. I think Gallagher. I know I've said a couple of times that he's been all right, but I just after tonight's match, even against 9 men, he was Swayze. By that I mean he was ghost.
He wasn't great at all. He wasn't great at all. One thing I did like about him that I put on the chat as well is just him being physical with him. Because I felt like at first we were just being bullied off the ball. The ball would come in, we're just getting hammered off the ball, and I think he started going in a little bit because. What was his name? Moses Caicedo made so many mistakes. I even put a group chat, 300 million in midfield. We can't put 2 passes together.
All 3 of your midfielders, by the way, were poor today. Like Caicedo, Gallagher, and Enzo. Absolutely awful. I did not like that. So this is what I mean, like with obviously saying striker, but I just don't. I can't. Enzo doesn't fill me with confidence, mate. Like because they haven't found the right position for him.
One thing for him is if he played like that at the beginning, do you know when we're like, oh, Enzo looks good, or even last year when he came in halfway through, we're like, Enzo looks looks good. Enzo's got a good pass. Enzo's got this. My question now is, could it possibly be because he doesn't trust the players that are in front of him? To be like, there's no point giving you the ball, you're just going to lose it. So I might as well just play a 5-yard pass. I might do this. So maybe if he has better players around him, he might do those spraying up. Today was the opportunity. I totally agree, because today there was a lot of space behind, and he got it wrong a couple of times, and then he kind of like chickened out of the passes. But there was a space mistake. But I meant Spurs were awful in terms of playing that such a high line, and that's eventually cost them 4-1.
That's all they've got.
But no, you're right. We'll see what we do against City, against better opposition. See what Cole Palmer can do then as well. Proper test against Oxbridge. And then see how much that education
he's going back. He's going back to the alumni, isn't he? Yeah,
he's going back to the alumni. Oh, they're coming over for him.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It's going to be interesting to see, because Kyle Walker is quick, and if we try to play counter-attacking football, doesn't matter who's playing against that left wing. They're not quicker than Walker. No. Unless you have Vinicius Jr., who've got quality and speed and touch and composure, and then
I just hope that Poch doesn't overthink the City match, because I don't think he should. I don't think he really should. Again, I'm not saying that City have got weak players. Like, most of the players, if not all the players, are just top notch, right at the top of the game. Yeah. You saw what Doku did on the weekend. He just absolutely tortured the defense. Like, what? He just, he wasn't even there. It was incredible. It was incredible to see. And Bournemouth, wasn't it? Was it against Bournemouth?
Yeah, against Bournemouth, yeah. But doesn't that beg the question? Be like, what the hell were Chelsea and Arsenal looking at Makai Mudryk when Doku was just over the pond?
Yeah. Because Pep's already told him, like, look, mate, you need to close all your social medias, right? You do not exist until the season.
After this season, you're coming over to us. You're probably right. There might be some truth in that.
Another star in the making, I feel. Obviously, Haaland and Alvarez had a bit of a quiet game, but very good players. And so this is just in preparation for Chelsea's match, which I know we'll have another podcast to discuss a bit further. But I mean, look, on Chelsea tonight, I'm not a fan. As again, I will stress that out, but I felt like I was a fan because of the way I was reacting to the missed passes, to the tackles that were going in, to the space that they were leaving. I felt part of it. And then as soon as the match finished, whatever it was, 99th minute, all right, that's it. Fuck Chelsea.
Yeah, fuck Chelsea. So, lose every game.
But yeah, I mean, look, I don't have anything else to add on the match. Overall, it was entertaining. Level of football was shocking, and yeah, I'll just give the entertaining factor of it. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
To be fair, if that Son goal counted, it would have been a different result, because it would have been 2-0 up. And luckily, he was offside, because that was a wonderful play by Spurs for me. I felt like,
you mean Dyer's goal, right?
No, Son's goal. It was 2-0 to make it 2-0. Yeah, Dyer made it 2-2, because I just sent on the group chat. Imagine if they equalised and they went and equalised.
They actually did it. I was talking too much shit about Eric, bro.
Fuck, bro. But
there you go.
But now it's finished. But yeah, let's jump on the tube and get to Houston and quickly jump on the LNER.
London forever. Okay.
We're making our way all the way up.
All the way up there.
London Northeast Rail, all the way to the Tune. The next stop is
2 stops.
Newcastle.
Look, if you're anything like me, my headwear is only New Era caps. New Era is the official headwear provider for NFL, MLB, and the NBA. But New Era caps are not just headwear. They are a global brand of culture, style, and self-expression. I'm a huge fan of rap and hip-hop, and growing up, I used to watch artists sporting the New Era caps. I was mesmerized by the way they used to fit just perfectly. I remember my first ever New Era cap. It was a Blue Jays cap. I lived in Toronto, so it had to be. My favorite from my personal collection is my LA Dodgers. I have 2 different versions, fitted and the 940. What I love most about New Era is the quality of the product is second to none. I refuse to wear any other brand caps when New Era is available. So if you want to dress like your favorite sports stars and musicians, visit the official website neweracap.com and use the code TASHMIKE at checkout for 15% off. That's neweracap.com and use the code TASHMIKE for 15% off.
Please ask for help, because it's an absolute disgrace that this goal is allowed. It's an absolute disgrace.
Why? Do you think it's a disgrace?
Because it's not a goal. For many reasons, it's not a goal. For more than one reason, at least, it's not a goal. And it's too much at stake here. We put so much effort. It's so difficult to compete at this level. And it's an absolute disgrace. Again, I feel embarrassed. I've been more than 20 years in this country, and this is nowhere near the level to describe this as the best league in the world. I am sorry.
Bro,
What are you thinking? Talk to me. So obviously the lineup came out. No Odegaard. Havertz playing up top. Jorginho playing. These two players that you got from Chelsea's. What's the word I'm looking for? Spy. What is it when you're double agents? Chelsea's double agent department. And look, how are you feeling on that,
Rick?
Because you were quite vexed yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Listen, you're my boy. I love you for that, but I found it hilarious. I kept giggling on my phone. My wife was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Lawrence is biting. Like Larry's biting.
I was biting like a bastard, by the way. Like like fucking mackerel shit.
But to be fair, I'll be honest with you. Like I didn't tell you this on on the group chat because I wanted to save it for the pod. I'd have felt as well because if that goal went against my team, I'd have been fucking fuming.
Look, you asked about the lineup first. I'll just quickly rattle through that.
Straight to that.
And again, this is hindsight, by the way, because if we had this as a predicted lineup, I probably would have said similar, apart from Jorginho, obviously, or and Havertz, or Odegaard would have played. So for me, in hindsight, Raya, my God, as much as I'd like to blame VAR for that goal, Raya flapped. He flapped. That was the second time that he found himself in pretty much no man's land. Absolutely no one around him. He finds himself in that space, and I'm thinking, what in the name are you doing? Because I'm sure you can see the ball, right? He's got eyeballs, right? I know he's got eyeballs because I've seen he's got eyeballs. And for the life of me, I just didn't understand what he was doing in that space where literally anything could happen, and it did. That anything, it actually happened. The worst of it happened. Ryan goal and whatever. Obviously, Tomiyasu started instead of Zinchenko. I was happy with that. I really enjoyed that on the left back.
I was going to say, you're a big fan of it. Yeah.
I really like Tomiyasu. He's a good player and, again, played very well against Newcastle. Saliba, Gabriel, they picked themselves. Ben White picks himself. Didn't have a good game, by the way. Ben White did not have a good game. He obviously got hooked off after halftime. But in midfield, Jorginho, come on, Georgie, come on, Jorge, yeah.
I know. I've been there. I've been there when I've seen those Jorge performances, and I'm like, how is this possible?
Yeah, I think with Jorginho, the problem that he had against Newcastle was the fact that he didn't have that level of support to move the ball forward. He sort of felt responsible to take the ball and then move it forward because Havertz obviously was doing his own free roaming shit somewhere else. And again, I don't think Havertz had a bad game. I don't think he had a bad game. I don't think he influenced it in the right way, but I don't think he had a bad game.
I think he was frustrated with the lack of chances he got.
It was.
And that led to that challenge.
There was no creativeness. And again, look, there was no creativity. And that challenge came from pure frustration. Like you said, you could see it in his face. Like as soon as he took that run towards the player, that's it. I was like, oh, fuck, this is bad. And it looked bad. It looked bad, let's face it.
Yeah, it did look bad.
And obviously on replays and stuff like that, you kind of realize, all right, okay, fair enough. It wasn't the worst. It could have been a lot worse, obviously. But, and then up top, we had Eddie, we had Martinelli on the left. He had a poor game as well, Martinelli. Saka, another poor game, man.
Quite Saka.
I'm sorry, but I know I'm an Arsenal fan through and through, but I just don't know how they rate Saka to the levels that they do. I can't see it. I can't.
I think without Odegaard, it's just not that great, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
Like, he can be easily marked out. And
no Ben White either. Like, obviously Ben White played, but he didn't have the influence that he should have because, again, he felt more responsible for Havertz. He was like, I need to be up there, but I need to be back here because ain't no one tracking back.
Gordon isn't gonna forgive you neither. He's quite quick.
Exactly. And so, I think that tackle obviously came out of frustration because of the way that the team was selected. But, excuse me, by the way, I don't know what's happened there. I have just got my voice back, by the way. That's why we didn't do another podcast, just for the listeners. Overall performance from Arsenal, again, just kind of like lack of urgency. They're not moving the ball fast enough. They're not connecting. Maybe Odegaard's fault. Maybe they're tired. What the fuck, they're tired.
Odegaard's fault? Why is it Odegaard's fault?
No, as in not playing. That's what I mean.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sorry. The lack of
why is it his fault?
It's always his fault. Standard, he's a captain. The fact that he didn't play, I just feel like we look a bit lost.
He had no urgency. I agree with you 100%. Jorginho wasn't gret, to be fair.
Jorginho, every time you see him run back, by the way, he put his head down every time he ran back, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, are you tired already? How much?
Bro, he does that
How
for
much am I buying off you, by the
aerodynamics.
way? 20
He
million.
does that for aerodynamics because we did that against Spurs at Wembley, and Song just had his pants down,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god! And then that happened again a couple of months after. Other teams were just isolating themselves in a way that they were 1-on-1 with Jorginho, and they were just like, fuck this, let's just run past him.
And that's exactly what it did. Newcastle did against us. That they sort of left him by himself, or they sort of tricked him to come out of that sort of holding midfield role. They tricked him. By the time, obviously, he realized that he lost the ball, he was just not quick enough to go and win it back.
Also, though, I felt like when he was making the passes weren't as crisp from him.
No,
like if Declan Rice pass would be crisp and it'd be exactly in front of you or bang on like a yard just in front of you for you to walk onto it. With Jorginho, I felt like sometimes passes were behind. He was passing for the sake of passing.
Yeah.
When Zinchenko came on, he was asking for the ball, and Zinchenko wouldn't pass him. He would just walk past him in sense of like, I don't need to give you the ball there.
No,
but again, it comes back to that education that you receive from Pep Guardiola at City. Is what's the point of passing when I can just walk 2 yards?
If I've got open space, you run that open space.
Walk into the space.
Declan Rice would never pass the ball if he can run through, and he did on many occasions. He just
to be fair, Declan Rice, I'm very jealous that you've bought Declan Rice, and he did. I was really hoping out of the two, he's the one who would come to Chelsea with being a Chelsea fan. But obviously, he's chose a career for himself, and he's doing very, very well. And wish him all the very best. It's a shame it's for your team, but fuck it.
No, I think I agree with you. Obviously, Declan Rice, what a player he is. Like, I watched Arsenal matches with my dad, and we sort of we share a look when we see a player doing well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you share a look and we're like, what can you do? It reminds me of that look when you used to watch Messi and Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? Like, for the respective teams. What can you know what I mean? It's like, what can you do? Do you know what I mean?
Just how he is.
I love that feeling when I watch Declan Rice because I really feel secure. And honestly, if we had a better striker, I think we probably would be very strong contenders for the title. But
I agree.
We don't have a striker. We've got Eddie Nketiah who has one cold game, he has one hot game, and it's like, that's not good enough, mate. I need you to be more consistent than that. He's not.
Be lukewarm.
I don't need to be lukewarm. I just be hot.
Game.
Be hot or don't be anything.
Just go somewhere else.
Or keep the bench hot or whatever you want to do, whatever. But I think with Eddie, he's not a leader of lines, basically. Do you know what I mean?
No.
He doesn't have to lead a line, but I think overall we didn't have a bad performance. Like I said, we had a decent one. Our defenders were really good, apart from Ben White, who was off his game, and I don't know how and why he was off his game. Very rare that you see that from Ben White, but there you go.
I think Newcastle played well though as well. I think they defended well and they countered well.
They did.
There was challenges, like obviously quickly touching on Bruno. That should have been a red card for me. You don't go and do that to Jorginho. Like from behind, running, leading with you, flipping. What did he lead with? He left with his forearm. And that's not dangerous for foul play. That's dangerous. No, that is dangerous because you caught him on the forearm, but we don't know what the intent was. Is it forearm? Is it fist? What could it possibly be?
Well, let me read you this little thing from the PGMOL, by the way. So this came from them. This came from them actually. From the microphones of the PGMOL. So let me just have a quick look at this, right, real quick. So this is what they said for the Bruno tackle. By the way, for the Bruno elbow, right? It wasn't meant to be to hurt anyone. So that didn't. Again, can you believe that the guy led with his elbow towards someone's face? To the back of someone's head, and now you're telling me that's not to injure someone? That's madness.
He just had something on the back of his head.
Yeah, it's like, come on, mate, what are you trying to do? Trying to kill a bug or something? You know what I mean? So it's madness. But yeah, even Alan Shearer said the same thing. Bruno should have been sent off, and that's coming from a Newcastle fan. Yeah. For the 3 incidents leading up to the goal, by the and you heard that right, listeners. If you didn't watch the match right, it's 3 different incidents before they actually allowed the goal. First incident, which we're going to talk through right now, because again, I'm very aware of the time. First incident, was the ball out or not? Tell me.
It's very difficult to see, isn't it? I know what they tried to do today. I don't know if you watched it. They did a little Sky Sports. Gary Neville gave a little demo on how the ball could possibly look out from the angle where the camera showed. However, from a bird's eye view, there's like millimeters, maybe a centimeter of the ball is still on the line. So then they probably thought with that is there's no clear and obvious error because there was no way for them to check that it was a clear and obvious error. So therefore, the decision on the field stands.
Okay. Now, my thing is, right, if you don't have the clear cameras and the ball looks offside, or the majority of the ball looks offside, right, how are they arguing against... how are they given the goal? Do you know what I mean? That's my thing. It's like if you're in that two minds, why not go with actually what's been in front of you and the ball? The majority, 90% of the ball, let's face it, right, or 95% of the ball was out. So why not go with the 95% of that?
I hear what you're saying, but they just can't. That's not the rule. So what they do is they're only there to support the referee if the referee made a mistake, and because they couldn't show that the referee made a mistake, then all they had to go to is leave the on-field decision must stand. This is similar to the decision that they made with... Actually, no, it's not similar. I was going to compare it to the Luis Diaz decision for Spurs, but that was completely different because they cocked up their communication. With regards to this, they could not tell. But my problem with this is more to do with if this is an elite sport at the pinnacle of football in the Premier League, the best league in the world, we're talking about it, the richest league in the world, how have you only got VAR cameras on one side of the stadium?
Yeah.
Like, what is could you not put them next to a floodlight? Like, how much is it going to cost to put a couple of cameras next to the floodlight?
On the advertising boards as well, just facing
somewhere. I'll do that. That's a very good point, actually. Put them on the advertising board. That is even a better example because then you can do. Yeah. Nobody's going to touch them. They're exactly where. Then they are wrapped all the way around the stadium, and therefore then he would eliminate this whole thing of we need a better angle. Let's draw lines better. Let's do this better, and But for me, that's why, like I said to you, I would be flipping fuming if that happened to Chelsea. So I totally understand your reaction. Do you know I just found it funny that I'm not the only one fuming.
Do you know what? Do you know what it reminds me of? Right, it reminds me of, say, for example, again, it's going to go extreme, but this is how my brain works.
Go on.
Let's say, for example, right, you've got a gun, you go out to shoot someone, right? It's on camera, but the camera stops just before like the bullet hits the other person. So now the camera's caught you with a gun, cocking it, loading it, all that shit, right? Obviously, loading and cocking, by the way. Let's just be clear on that. I've never shot a gun, so there you go.
I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying.
You cocky, I don't know. Is it bullets, metal? I don't know. It's literally the camera catching you doing all of that, pointing the gun at whoever you point the gun at, pull the trigger, but it just stops. And the police watching it and going, I know what you mean. Yeah, he had the gun, he had the intention, he pointed at him, he pulled the trigger, but we didn't see the bullet hitting him. The guy's dropped dead on the floor though, but we don't know the bullet actually hits him. And that's honestly what that reminds me of. And any calls where it's like, it could go either way. Well, no, how about you just go one way, which is the clear way where the ball looks out. Just go with that. How are you doubting that? How are you doubting your own eyes?
I get that, but they can't. Those are the rules. It's the same as the handball rule that you mentioned today. What we discussed about, like, players are going to have to end up being salmons when they're jumping for the ball. Their hands are going to be by their side. They're literally a salmon going up the river.
I told you
can't do that. These are the rules.
These are the bands that you put like on your thighs, like, and you sort of do the sidestepping on your training. Yeah, you put that around someone's waist, strap their hands in there, done. Laughing.
If anyone's listening, they need to get on this idea that you just suggested. Put cameras on the advertising boards, because that is a genius idea, and that could save a lot of discussions.
Okay, if they use that, by the way, PGMOL, I fucking want a job at your VAR offices at Stockley Park, whatever the fuck it is, right? I want a job there because
just you, yeah.
What?
Just you,
You're going to be the on-field ref.
No,
I support you, bro.
I couldn't think of anything fucking worse than being an on-field ref. To be getting demoted faster than flipping Anthony Taylor.
Hilarious. Look, okay, so that was incident number 1. Incident number 2, obviously, there was the push in the back, which was a fucking push in the back.
It was a push.
You could see Gabriel, like, if
you can see him ducking for it, by the way. Like, I've seen those given, like, because he is the reason. Okay, I'm not going with you on 100% on this one. Whether I've lost you on a different tab, because I wanted to see your face while I say this. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so because if he doesn't go down, to head of that ball, it's coming off his chest, probably ricocheting, going in more than likely. like, because of the position he was faced in.
I think Raya, if it bounced off Gabriel's chest, I think Raya probably would have
square on. He wasn't square on. He's more like as if he's looking at the post, and Raya's to his left. So if he hits him, he's going towards either the post or he's going to go towards. Like you said, like you mentioned, a flap. So therefore, then he has to try and either flick it backwards as I'm doing that head movement. So duck your head forward and try to flick it backwards. And as he tries to do that, he can't just do that with neck, so then he has to bend his back forward. But because the hands of the other defender are on him, it looks like it's a push. So therefore, then, is it a push or is it not a push? So I don't understand how that's not been given. Because the justification for him putting his head down and so on and so forth makes perfect sense. But visually, it doesn't make sense because you're like, bro, I just got pushed in my back.
And you could clearly see the arms. Who was it? Was it Joe Ellington?
Joe Ellington, yeah.
It was Joe Ellington. You could see the arms. Like, you see his arms clearly stretched out, by the way. And
yeah. They stretch out as the player's going down, so it looks like it's a physical push. But again, if it happened against my team, fucking fuming. Because it happened against your team, fuck it.
And I don't think, and the last incident, by the way, I don't think it was offside.
I don't think it was offside either. I think the offside, because it looked like as if the ball got played backwards. You know, like that first point of contact, it looked like as if the ball came back.
That one I agree with. That one I totally agree with, and I get it. It wasn't offside, and no, you shouldn't be calling for that. There was two wrong things. For me, it was the ball being out and being pushed in the back. That's it. The offside thing, I was like,
I think you've got more like this standing on the ball being the pushback, not the ball running out, because it's difficult for the ball out. But yeah, for definitely, possibly for the push on the back or this, because you don't know. It's gentle push, slight push. It's a push.
Yeah, full stop. A push at the end of the day. And again, you hampered the defender from doing his job in defending. And again, just so we're clear for Arsenal fans everywhere like me, Raya was partially to blame for that goal because of the way that he just was nowhere at all. And that was, like I said, that was the second time that he did it. The first time I was like, fuck me, mate. The ball, he flapped, the ball went behind, and I was like, oh, thank God, nothing came from that. And for me, I think now is time for Raya to be dropped. I don't give a flying toss what Arteta thinks, like, oh, we can't drop him because this and that. No, you need to drop Raya. Ramsdale needs to come back in. You need to gain confidence, because at the end of the day, Raya is not our player. You know what I mean? We've got Brentford, I think. Is it Brentford next or something?
Yeah. Brentford? Excuse me. Brentford in there. No, Burnley.
Is it Burnley? Because I know, obviously, when we play Brentford, I know Ramsdale has to play that game because Raya can't. But, before that, Ramsdale needs to have a run of games, because, again, we lost against West Ham midweek. 3-0?
3-0.
Bowen smashed it, and Ramsdale, again, people are going to blame Ramsdale, but I just don't, I can't blame Ramsdale.
I don't think it was him, to be fair, mate. I saw the goals. You can't really blame the keeper for those chances.
But even so, like, again, lack of sharpness. Shit, the guy hasn't played.
Whose fault is it? Yeah.
We're all crying out for Ramsdale to play. When he plays, we're like, oh, he's not sharp. It's like, what the fuck do you expect? He has to play one game at least to get the sharpness. So for me, next match, moving forward, Raya needs to be dropped because he's made many, many mistakes in the last 4 games. Many mistakes. And
it'd be interesting to see if he drops though, but I don't think he'll drop him. We've got Champions League first. Seville, I think, come to town.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are you appointing Ramsdale for the Champions League game? At least he's deserved that. Anyway, if it carries on like this and Raya keeps getting picked for cup games and Champions League games and Premier League games, then I think Ramsdale should leave. And you know what? If that's the case, I want him to go to a direct rival team, like a Chelsea, like a Man United, for example, because I know he'll do well, and I know we'll kick out earlier. Just to prove a fucking point. And it's got to that stage now where he needs to be dropped.
You guys do need to let him go. Like, if you just come to Chelsea, let him go to Chelsea. We've done enough favours to let Petr Cech come to you, Willian, Louise. You know what I mean? We've sold many places. Like, all those didn't work out for you. When they left us, they were decent players.
Wankers.
So
fucking had us over a barrel there, didn't you?
Well, truly.
No, sorry, no lube. No lube. Devil's lube. But yeah, look, as a match, I'm not saying that Arsenal deserve to win that, by the way.
You guys were pretty poor.
Yeah.
You weren't your usual self. You were not your usual self.
We're below average for sure.
That's what I mean by poor. Like, obviously, I'm used to watching you guys dominate from start to finish, possession, chance created, ball in the box, 3 goals, 2 goals. And then obviously, it just wasn't great.
Rice couldn't he couldn't keep the whole of the team on his back. But he did what he could. So yeah, I think moving forward, Raya dropped. Maybe start Tomiyasu a bit more because he was really, really good. Odegaard needs to come back on and obviously needs to gain some confidence as well. So, but yeah, I don't really have much to add on Arsenal versus Newcastle. I think Newcastle, obviously they were overly aggressive, which it worked. They were overly aggressive and it worked. It rattled us, and at the end of the day, they didn't deserve to win either. If anything, it was a 0-0. It should have been a 0-0 game. Nothing more than that. And that should be being the fairest I can, by the way. Like, obviously, I do not want an apology from PGMOL. If you got an apology, shove it up your fucking ass. And Arteta obviously came out after the match. He was like, I'm very disappointed. Very, it's shameful that we call this the best league in the world and we're still doing this. It's embarrassing. Word for word, that's what he said. It's embarrassing.
No, I heard what he said. I think what he said was a little bit over the top, to be honest with you. But it's one of those things. The emotions were high because he still has to file a complaint legally and via the kind of internal routes that they follow. But coming out and saying that kind of language as well, embarrassing, best league in the world, we need to be better and so on. Everybody agrees with it.
Yeah, say it.
As an elite manager,
say it then. Why all the managers? Why all the other managers? Being quiet and little pussies. Guardiola came out and said, and obviously backed Arteta after that comment. Arsenal Football Club came out as a statement and they said wholeheartedly we support Arteta. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes they're like, because sometimes they can say
we don't support Arteta. Like fucking.
He could have said he misspoke. He apologized. You know what I mean? No, they were like, no, we'll wholeheartedly behind him. And again, more managers need to come out and say it. The more managers that come out and say it,
punished. Yeah. The more they come out, again, it's a numbers game. The more you come out to unite together.
If he gets punished, by the way, it means that PGMOL are running the Premier League, and that's just not good enough. That's just not good enough.
It's not good enough, but it's just the way that probably the FA are going to be like, you can't talk like that about the referee. You can't have those kind of comments.
This is the culture that we need to change. You can't talk about the referee like that. Therefore, Simon Hooper or fucking Anthony Taylor or what's his face, Stuart Atwell, they're running riots out there. They're running riots out there, man. You know what I mean? It's not good enough. And look, I've calmed down since watching the match.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
this would have been better if we had each other. If we did this on Saturday, I think next time
it would have been just beeps everywhere. To be honest, beep. End of podcast. Thank you for listening. And no, that was not your tea kettle. So look, I don't really want to go into any of the other teams apart from just real quick on Liverpool. Luton did us a great favour. It could have been a better favour, but there you go. Luis Diaz scored. I'm happy for him because obviously his personal situation, and I've always liked him. I've always as soon as he came to Liverpool, I really liked him.
Yeah, same. So, I think his father's situation is really sad as well. But I wanted to very quickly touch on when the kidnappers said we made a mistake kidnapping Luis Diaz's father. It was a complete mistake, and we should not have done it. And it felt like we made a mistake kidnapping Luis Diaz's father, but if everybody else's father, then it's not a mistake. It's a fair game.
It's a fair game, man. Of course. What do you think about another Luis Diaz? Luis Diaz. Yeah, the English guy, obviously the English
with a W.
Yeah, of course. Luis Diaz. Yeah, with an S at the end and an E. Diaz. But you're very sad, and I don't know, did he get a yellow card for showing his T-shirt underneath?
I don't know, but surely
I hope he doesn't, and I hope he doesn't, because I know obviously there are rules against having messages like that. So I hope that nothing comes his way.
Hopefully not.
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I haven't paid attention to it.
But Rick, look, obviously we're going to get this out for the people.
Send it out for
the people. So thank you so much for being here. We apologize for obviously lack of midweek podcast, but I've just got my voice back. Rick knows because I spoke with him. Did I speak with you, by the way?
No, you rang me. We had a chat and I was like, hello? No, you will not have my credit card details. You absolute Nigerian prince.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. You got it. But yeah, so thank you so much for listening, and we appreciate, by the way, just from the last episode, we've had over 700 downloads.
So quality. Keep it going, everyone.
Absolutely love it, and
you keep loving it. We'll keep making them.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay alert.